Hello everyone, Namaste, Hare Krishna. Welcome to Gita study session. So we are in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is titled Vibhuti Yoga. This 10th chapter is coming from the Bhakti Yoga section of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita spoke 18 chapters. First 6 chapters he spoke about Karma Yoga. The overall theme is Karma Yoga. And second 6 chapters or middle 6 chapters, Krishna spoke about Bhakti Yoga. And last 6 chapters, Krishna spoke about Gnana Yoga. Gnana Yoga refers to he goes in detail of all the subject matters he had spoken before. Okay. When Arjuna was on the battlefield, I'm giving some context because we have Neeraj, so I'm giving some additional context so that he can catch up with our chapter. So I'm giving some additional context for Neeraj. So Arjuna was on the battlefield. He was reluctant to fight, and he was reluctant to do his duty. He said he is confused about his duty, confused about his dharma, and he kept his bow and arrow aside and he says, Krishna, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. Can you help me? Can you guide me? What is my duty right this minute? He gives various reasons. Arjuna gives various reasons why he doesn't want to fight. And Krishna says, Arjuna, don't think by doing your duty you'll get sin, but if you don't do your duty, you'll get sin. Okay. In case of Arjuna, fighting is his duty because he's a soldier. Right? We all have our own duties. Right? So just like that, Arjuna has his own duty. That is, he's a soldier. He has to fight against people. Arjuna thought that will create him sin, but Krishna is saying if you don't do your duty, you will get sin. So better to do your duty. And Krishna says by doing your duty with proper mindset, proper consciousness, that work itself will lead you to liberation, moksha. Okay. Now Krishna has to give some impetus for Arjuna to do his duty. It is for all of us too. Sometimes we feel like work to be a burden. There is no joy or no happiness in our work. Either we hate the work or sometimes we hate the people who is giving us work or troublesome situations around the work. So what Krishna teaches is beautiful karma yoga for Arjuna, for all of us, that when we act in proper consciousness with proper mindset, we can happily work. Work is a joy. Any duty we do is a joy. We can happily work. So Krishna gives these three things in as a essence of overall karma yoga. Krishna says, do your duty as a selfless service to God. Do your duty as selfless service to God for the pleasure of the God, keeping God to be your highest motive. And without expectation of result. Be work focused. Put your 100% effort in the work itself. And at the same time, don't get attached to results of your actions. Or in our works, it could be success or failure. When we are in success, we celebrate and we get vulnerable to various negative emotions, pride, and so on and so. And in case of failures, we'll be totally dejected. And totally we give up the work. So Krishna is saying, don't get attached to success or failures. Be neutral in any endeavors. Be neutral to your work. When you can work in this way, in this mindset, that mindset will help you attain gnana, knowledge, that you are not this body, you are the soul. You are living in this life with a purpose. The purpose is to attain liberation. Krishna is saying, you do your work as a spiritual activity, as a spiritual activity. Anything you do as a spiritual activity. Spiritual activity doesn't mean we going to temple and doing some puja. That is a spiritual activity. But Krishna is saying your work also can be seen as a spiritual activity, and you can relation thoroughly do it, but do it for the sake of liberation, for a moksha, for not any other cause. So Krishna says, by such working, you'll attain proper gnana, and you can choose the path of gnana yoga or ashtanga yoga. The path requires, to attain liberation, there is two paths. One is gnana yoga or ashtanga yoga. So that requires intense meditation and proper maintaining physical body and continuous meditation for prolonged hours on mind, or sometimes it also requires, at the highest stage, it requires renunciation. And to attain self-realization in that path would take months, years, lifetimes, also many lifetimes. There's a path of Ashtanga yoga, but that can be attainable. People used to practice in previous ages. And Arjuna also, uh, he himself says that I cannot fix my mind, I cannot control my mind. It's hard to control this mind. How can I fix my mind? How can I work towards liberation through this path of Ashtanga yoga, Gnana yoga? It's hard for me. Then Krishna says, no problem, we can take the path of Bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga is love towards the God, loving, having a loving relationship with the God, loving God. By such love, you can take this bhakti, devotion, as a means to attain the Supreme Lord, to attain me or attain the Supreme Lord. Right? So just like if I need to go from my place to St. Louis Arch, right? I need to take a car and go there and experience the arch. So same thing for me, to attain the Supreme Lord, to attain the state of deathlessness. Hmm? So the path, the vehicle I can take is Bhakti Yoga. I can take the path of Bhakti or the vehicle of Bhakti Yoga and easily traverse and attain the Supreme Lord. And Krishna teaches various practices of Bhakti Yoga. So we don't have natural love towards the God. It is true. Some people are really endowed with natural love towards the God, but because of past life impressions, they have so much natural attraction towards the God. But for some people, it's difficult. So Krishna teaches these simple processes for everybody, for all varieties of people, to develop attraction towards the Lord, develop bhakti towards the Lord, okay? And attain the Lord by the process of bhakti yoga. The whole purpose of life in Sanatana Dharma teaches us that one attains human body, the soul goes through many cycles of birth and death and attains human body, and this human body must be utilized for its purpose. It's rarely attained. Human body is rarely attained and must be utilized for its purpose. The purpose is to attain moksha, liberation. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about one theme, that is liberation, moksha. Control, mind control, sense control, stress management, life management, it's all part of it. But the main purpose of Krishna speaking Bhagavad Gita is liberation, moksha, how to attain the liberation, how to break the cycle of birth and death. So that is the main subject matter, Krishna. So Krishna says you can take up the path of Bhakti Yoga and attain liberation easily. So, like in the beginning of every chapter, I give a summary of all the previous chapters. But we are in the middle of this chapter 10. So I'll just directly get into the topic and give an overview of this chapter. So this chapter 10 is also coming from this Bhakti Yoga section where Krishna talks about everything about himself that will instill bhakti towards the Lord, devotion towards the Lord. Okay? So in the 9th chapter, Krishna concludes by saying, Manmana bhava mad bhakto, madhyajimam namaskaru, mame vashyasi yuktevam atmanam atparayana. So always think about me, always meditate on me, you'll come to me. Guaranteed, you'll come to me, says Krishna. But Krishna, if you're asking me to meditate on you, but my mind is not ready, my mind get attracted to many attractive things in this world. How can I think about you? How can I meditate on you? And Krishna, it is for all of us. Krishna gives this beautiful chapter called Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti Yoga. So Vibhuti means opulence, opulent thing, or a great thing, or attractive thing, or attractive skill, or a talent, or controlling power, commanding power. Many things, right? Krishna says, soul being in this material world sees many things in this world, like attractive things, an attractive car, an attractive phone, or attractive laptop, or an attractive vacation spot, right? Or attractive leadership skills, and attractive controlling skills, commandership skills, or various things, right? So soul get attracted to many things like this. Attractive things get attracts to many things, and soul develops desires. Because of the root cause, the desire, soul gets into this repeated cycle of birth and death. Now, Krishna says all those are attractive because of him. Because of him, it is his vibhuti. Hmm? If something is shining, it is his vibhuti. It could be anything. If something is great, hmm, a beautiful flower, a flower is great because of Krishna. If someone has this commanding power, leadership qualities because of Krishna. If someone is like a human calculator, he can think and calculate within seconds. That abilities are Krishna, are given by Krishna, God. Hmm? So the idea is not to get attracted to those things, but get appreciate the God. Krishna, it is because of you. The soul sees the presence of Lord in everyone and everything, and he appreciates the God. By such way, he develops attraction towards the God. That is the thing. Okay. So this chapter we completed up to 11 verses, and I'll give you a high level overview, and we'll get into this verse number 12 to 18. Okay. So Krishna already says, Krishna spoke about the most confidential information, that is the Bhakti Yoga ninth chapter. And Arjuna did not ask anything, but Krishna himself is giving out of love. Priyamanaya hitakamaya, for your benefit, for out of my pure love, I'm going to tell you the most important thing, most wonderful thing. Important thing Krishna already spoke in ninth chapter. Krishna is saying this wonderful thing, absolute wonderful thing, right? So that is his vibhutis. So Name Vidhusuragana, no one knows Krishna. Krishna says not even great sages or demigods who are in this cosmic existence, they cannot clearly understand my opulences. But if a person can understand these opulences, he's freed from all the sins. He's on the path towards me, says Krishna. And Krishna starts speaking about his vibhutis. And Krishna says, even the qualities, Krishna says the origin, he's the origin of all qualities. Intelligence. So some person may be highly intellect. The intellectual skills are also coming from Krishna. That is his vibhutis, says Krishna. Not just that, emotions. We feel happiness, fearlessness, all those different emotions is also coming from the Supreme Lord. Hmm? We covered that in detail. And Krishna, from 8 to 11 verses, talks about, yes, no one can understand me. How can we say if someone's intellectual abilities are because of Krishna? It's hard for anybody to understand me. But if a person has true love towards the God, hmm, if a person can truly understand this aspect of the God through the process of bhakti, he can truly appreciate, he can acknowledge and appreciate. Hmm. So Krishna speaks this most important verse of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, by which one can clearly understand God. So what is that, Krishna? Tell me. Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matvam bhajate mam bhodabhava samanvitaha. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Prabhava means origin. Krishna says he's the origin of everything. Origin of what? Entire cosmic existence. All the living beings or non-living beings, everything emanated from God. He is the source of everyone and everything. Matta sarvam pravartate. Pravartate means acts, functions. If a plant is functioning, if a small plant is functioning, it is because of Krishna. Uh, If I can speak, I can function through this body, it is because of Krishna. Water we see in this world, which is functioning, it is because of God. It is because if a person can truly understand that aspect, Krishna says, Buddha Bhava Samanvita, such a person will develop loving a relationship with the Lord. He will truly love the God. Hmm. And what are the practices of the devotee who has gained good knowledge about the Lord? That Lord is the origin, everything functions because of him. So he says, Krishna says, the devotee always thinks about the Lord. Machitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantasya mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Huh? Chitta means thoughts. His thoughts are always about Krishna. His life and soul is Krishna, God. Huh? Bodhayanta parasparam. This devotee always teaches, preaches to others. Also, he learns from others. Hmm? And Katyantasya Mam Nityam. He always talks about the stories, pastimes of the Lord, like Ramayana, Bhagavatam. It's all about the Lord. His thoughts are about the Lord. His actions are devotional. His thoughts are devotional. His actions are devotional. And all his entire life is devotional. Right? And such a devotee being practicing devotional services by these activities, hearing about the Lord, keeping the Lord's in his mindset, thoughts and actions. Tushyanticha Ramanticha. He gets a great happiness, great bliss. We all experience, right? So when we go to temple, we see the God, we feel really good. Some kind of natural emotion sprouts, we feel really good. It's the same thing when we chant the holy name of the Lord, when we hear the Bhagavad Gita about the Lord, this message spoken by the Lord Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, nice stories and pastimes, Ramayana, Mahabharata, anything about the Lord, devotees truly appreciate. They are in great bliss, the great joy. That is their happiness. Hmm. Many people get different happiness in different ways, but the devotees, Krishna is saying, they get pure, most utmost happiness hearing about the Lord, being in devoted to the Lord, being devoted to the Lord. They get pure happiness and bliss. Ramanti. Ramanti is that their happiness is derived from devotion only, bhakti only, not from any other sources. It's a beautiful verse. So, and Krishna also says, Tesham satatayuktanam sat bhajatam priti purakam dadhami buddhi yogantam enamam payantete. So, if a person is devoted to the Lord in such a way, he may be a beginner, or he may be advanced devotee, or he may be at the highest stage. Krishna says he will give the proper understanding. He will give the proper intelligence so that a devotee can understand God. And he will pave the path. He will pave the path. He'll make all kind of arrangements for this devotee to attain the Lord. This is Krishna. And Tesham Ivanukam Pardam Aham Agnanatam Janaha. Nashayame Atmabhavasu Gnanadipena Bhashvataha. Now Krishna says, out of his causeless mercy, the devotee may be struggling. He may be practicing, but he's struggling. There's no natural love towards the God. Krishna says it's because of why? It's because of Agnana Jantamaha. That there is a darkness in the heart. There is a darkness in the heart. So that to remove the darkness, we need to lit the light. When you lit the light lamp, the darkness is removed. Krishna says the darkness is called contamination of our consciousness through many lifetimes of sins, many lifetimes of bad habits and many things. So there is no natural love for the God. But for a devotee who is practices in such a way, always thinking about the Lord, meditating on the Lord, Krishna becomes a light. So this is a message. Krishna becomes a light. He removes the darkness. He clears all the sins. He puts us towards the God so that we can attain the God and break the cycle of birth and death. So this is a two-side love. For us to love, uh, we love in such a way, and there is a reciprocation of the love from the God also. God is God purifies us, makes us ready to attain Him. Okay, that is 8 to 11, beautiful verses. Krishna says. After that, Arjuna acknowledges. So we'll see that verses from 12 to 18, and Arjuna glorifies Krishna. And Arjuna also inquires from Krishna, Krishna, tell me more. I want to hear about you. I want to hear about you, more about you. Krishna describes all his opulences, vibhutis, the definition of vibhutis in detail with examples. Hmm? And after speaking everything, Arjuna wants to really see the God. How are you like this? How are you all pervaded? How are you everything? How are you making everything function? Huh? Arjuna wants to see. Then in 11th chapter, Krishna gives his Vishwarupam, universal form, so that Arjuna can see, clearly understand. And Arjuna sees the good things, nice things, and also the terrific things, like the annihilation, destruction, everything he sees. And he also sees that all the soldiers of Kaurava dynasty, Duryodhana, all these evil personalities are getting annihilated. He sees the future, future in a nice television, nice television. So after that, Arjuna could realize he thought he's thinking like he's the one who is doing these things, and he says, Krishna also says, Krishna, it is your arrangement. You have a plan. You want to annihilate. You will do that anyway, no matter what. I'm just an instrument. Arjuna totally surrenders to Krishna. I'm just an instrument. I know. I can understand you now. Right? So anyway, so we'll get into these verses, verse 12 and 13. I'll ask someone to read this.
Text 12 and 13. Arjuna Vacha, Arjuna said, Param Brahma Param Dhamma, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode. Pavitram Paraman Bhavan, the purest and the absolute truth. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam, you are the eternal personality, transcendental. Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum, the original Lord, unborn and the greatest. All the great sages as Narada, Asita, Devala, and Vyasa confirm this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring to me.
Thank you, Prabhu. So from here on, we'll go really faster. We spent most of the time in those important verses with many references and stories and so on. So, but here on, we'll go real faster. This set of verses is Arjuna is acknowledging. So Arjuna Vacha means Arjuna said. What Arjuna said? So what he had heard. He had heard about the God from the 7th chapter, 8th chapter, 9th chapter, 10th chapter until now. And Arjuna asked this question about Antima Smriti, last minute remembrance. That Krishna says that if you remember me at the time of death, if your thoughts are about me, you'll come to me. Arjuna was literally shocked and he asked the question, how can I do that? And Krishna explains about everything in 8th chapter, right? And after that 8.2, after 8.2 and the 8th chapter, second verse, now Arjuna is speaking again in this 10th chapter, 12th verse. So until then, whole time Krishna was speaking. Now Arjuna is acknowledging. Now Arjuna had heard about the God and he is acknowledging, is accepting, is surrendering unto the Lord. He says, Param Brahma. Brahman means absolute truth or God. Param Brahma, you superior God, you are the absolute supreme Lord. There is no one superior to you. Parandhama, you are the supreme abode. Entire cosmic existence rests on you. Entire cosmic existence function because of you. Hmm? And Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. You are the purest of all the pure. Hmm? I'm not pure. Any living entity, whatever is created in this world, huh, they are all prone to these three modes of material nature, mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Krishna talks about that in 14th chapter in detail. 14th chapter in detail. Sattva guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. Because of these three gunas, we are pulled and propelled in certain ways. Right? Mode of goodness, like our thoughts are pure, our mind is pure, we are peaceful, calm, cool. Right? We can make good decisions. Hmm? So we'll see in the early morning times, our mind is nice, cool, right? Calm, cool, serene. In the afternoon times, Like our mind is totally busy, agitated, doing multiple things at the same time. This is mode of passion. Mode of ignorance is like sometimes our mind or thoughts are like we are lazy, tired towards the end. Entire nature also works like that. We see in the early morning, afternoon time, night time. So same thing, our consciousness is also in these states, like sometimes in the mode of goodness, sometimes mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Hmm. So we are pulled and propelled by this Maya Shakti. Krishna also says in seventh chapter, Daivi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Dhuratya. There is no soul on the earth who can escape from this three mode. Three modes. Everybody has to be pulled by these three modes. Mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarandite. If a person truly takes shelter of the God, truly surrenders to the God, such a person can clearly come out of this. Otherwise, we'll be pulled back and forth. Right? So yeah, our consciousness is, we are tied by these three ropes, mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, but not the God. Hmm. Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, like he is absolute truth, he is pure and no contamination of, even though Krishna also says in previous chapters, right? Arjuna is acknowledging that. Arjuna had heard from Krishna that when Krishna descends as Rama, Krishna, or any other incarnations, he remains as he is, as he is. Even though he is doing all the worldly duties, he's not affected by any of that. Hmm. And not just that, the pure also means the Lord's name is pure. The Lord name is pure. The Lord pastimes are pure. Ramayana or Krishna had performed many pastimes. Lord pastimes are pure. Anything about the Lord is pure. Lord temple is pure. Right? So when we imbibe God through our senses, sense of eyes, looking at the God, sense of ears, hearing about the Lord, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, everything about the Lord, sense of smell, mm, smelling uh, the flowers of the Lord being in the temple, or the sense of taste, tasting the prasadam of the Lord, which purifies our consciousness, purifies our existence. Mm. So that is about the Lord. Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam. Mm. O ultimate Supreme Lord, you are Shashvatam, you are eternal personality. We are the one who take birth and die, go through this repeated cycle of birth and death because of our unfulfilled desires, because of our karma, past life, good actions, bad actions. We take birth and suffer in this world. But you are eternal. You are eternal. You are eternal. You are always there. Uh, your body remains eternal. You remains eternal, and you are transcendental. Divyam. Adidevam Ajam Vipam. You are the Adidevam, like origin of all the devas, all the lords, is a source of everything. Ajam, like unborn. Krishna also says in many verses in entire Bhagavad Gita, he's Aja. Aja means unborn. We are born. Because of our karma, we have no idea whom will get birth, whom will be born to. Hmm. Uh, we are born to a father and a mother, and after some time we realize, we gain gnana, knowledge that okay, this is my father, this is my mother, and we live in a certain way, and we are forced to put in a family, we are forced to take birth. Hmm. God is not like that. He's eternal and is unborn. He doesn't take birth like us. He incarnates. He incarnates out of his sweet will. So Krishna, Arjuna is acknowledging all these things about Krishna. And Vibhum means great. We hear the Vibhu exact meaning is great. You are the absolute personality. You are so great. And here Arjuna also says that I heard about you from many devotees. Uh, many devotees like Narada. Narada is a celestial uh, great devotee of the God. He traverses to many places. He goes to material world or spiritual world. He enlightens with spiritual knowledge, and he purifies, he brings towards God. Hmm? Prahlada, Dhruva, many examples. right? So he is the source of all knowledge. Like he is the one who has given this knowledge through Vedavyasa, and Vedavyasa has given the entire Srimad Bhagavatam that is disseminated through Narada. So what Arjuna is saying, he had heard all the great things about God from Narada. He had heard all the great things about the God from sages like Ashita, Devala, and Vyasa. And he's saying, now I'm hearing from you, and you yourself are telling it to me. I have heard it before, and you yourself are telling to me. I'm so fortunate. So life lesson. Arjuna had the faith, same thing. The faith towards the Lord is nourished by divine revelation, of course, saintly reiteration, and personal realization. When we have association of saintly people, we hear from them, and also by such hearing, we'll also get personal realization, and there will be a divine revelation. Okay, so we'll move on. Last someone to read.
Text 14. O Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Neither the demigods nor the demons, O Lord, can understand your personality. Text 15. Indeed, you alone know yourself by your own internal potency, O Supreme Lord, origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe. Text 16. Please tell me in detail of your divine opulences by which you pervade all these worlds.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Sure.
So again, Arjuna is saying here, Arjuna is continuously speaking here. Arjuna is saying, I have heard from saintly people about you, and you yourself told me I'm so fortunate, and I totally accept you. And I agree that you cannot be known by any such uh, personal endeavors. You will be known only by your own causeless mercy, and even the great demigods. Here, Arjuna is saying that demigods are demons, right? So demigods are like they're also uh, Jiva Tattva, like souls like us. We are on this earth planet, and there is a heavenly planet. The earth planet, heavenly planet, until the planet of Brahma, it constitutes of it totals of 14 planetary systems. It constitutes one full universe, one full universe. So from Brahma through demigods, everything is subject to destruction. Everything is created is subject to destruction. Krishna talks about that. We covered that, right? And the demigods also like normal human beings like us, but because of their good karma, good credits, they have done uh, yajna dana tapa karma. They have done like good charitable things like austerities, to get to that stage. And because of that past life karma, good karma, they attain the abode, heavenly abode, where they can enjoy happiness for longer times. Hmm. Even though they are superior to living beings, but they're not a great devotee of the Lord. They may not work towards liberation, right? They have high facilities. Even the demons, of course, they cannot know. So Arjuna is saying, like even the demigods or demons, even though they may be great, they cannot clearly understand you. Uh, you can be understood. You can be understood by your causeless mercy only. Hmm. And Arjuna is saying again, uh, you alone know yourself by your only. Arjuna is saying you can be known only by you. Only you know the depth of yours. Only the depth of yours, and you're the origin of all. And here the beautiful thing Arjuna is saying, I want to hear more about you, Krishna. How much ever you tell about yourself to me, my hunger increases, my hankering increases. I want to hear about you. I want to know about you. So we see in this world also, yeah, if someone is uh, spiritual lectures, if you go listen to spiritual lectures, and how much we can hear. Look at the condition of Arjuna. He was sitting there, and Krishna is nicely boasting about himself. I am this, I am that. Arjuna was nicely hearing. And that is a great quality of a devotee here, Arjuna. And he's a pure soul because he was his natural affinity towards devotion and the God, right? So we may not have that because of this darkness, Krishna said in previous verses, right? So when the darkness is removed by the practice of Bhakti Yoga, we can also show eagerness, show hankering to hear about the Lord all the time. So I'll ask someone to recite this.
Text 17. O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you, and how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? Text 18. O Janardana, again please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you, for the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. Text 19. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, yes, I will tell you of my splendorous manifestations, but only of those which are prominent, O Arjuna, for my opulence is limitless.
So this is a great quality of a devotee. Thank you. So this is a great quality of a devotee where he wants to hear about Krishna. And he what is asking? How can I think about you? How can I always meditate on you? Because Arjuna had heard this about Krishna from 8th chapter and 9th chapter, right? So his thoughts are coming from that side, right? So where Krishna said, you think about me, you always meditate on me throughout your life, even at the time of your death. If you can think about me, you'll attain me. Hmm? But Arjuna's concern here is like here is a Kshatriya, he's a warrior, he has to do his worldly duties. Like all of us, we have worldly duties too. We have to take care of. How can we always think about God, right? So that's when Krishna speaks Vibhuti Yogas. Always talks about his Vibhutis. Like anything we see in this world, we can connect to God. Any attractive things in this world, we can connect to God. Any attractive skills in this world, we can connect to God, right? So that's the Vibhutis. Krishna talks about his vibhutis. So, in all the aspects, in all our walks of our life, anything we do, we can bring God in our consciousness and connect to Lord. So, such way we can always think about the Lord, always meditate on the Lord. So, Arjuna is inquiring for himself, for all of us. And and that's in 18th verse also, I'm never satiated. You have been telling about yourself, you have been boasting about yourself, you are telling about yourself. I'm never satiated. My hankering increases. My hankering increases. I'm in ecstasy. I'm ecstasy. I'm in ecstasy, deep ecstasy hearing about you. I'm having these ecstatic emotions, more and more emotions to hear about you, your glories. I want to taste, Krishna Arjuna is saying, I want to taste the nectar of your words. Keep saying about you. Then Arjuna, Krishna starts speaking. So the context here is Arjuna wants to know about how he can think about the Lord, how he can meditate on the Lord all the time. And also he wants to know the greatness and glories of the Lord, his opulences, vibhutis, right? So now Krishna is ready to speak his vibhutis. Okay. And that's why Krishna says in the 19th verse, yes, I'll tell you. My vibhutis are unlimited. Unlimited. How much I can tell you is unlimited. But I can tell you a prominent, hmm, a subset of my vibhutis, right? It's like millions of things Krishna can speak, but he's giving only few things here. Okay. Okay. So it's a story time. We'll hear about the nice story about the great devotee of the Lord. Uh, Meeraj is unmute. I'll mute her. Okay, if any questions, you may put in the chat. So story time. You can relax. No more philosophical things. You can nicely hear and relish the story of the great devotee of the Lord. His name is Kuleshekara Alvar. Okay. So why I'm telling this story? Because look at Arjuna's eagerness, Arjuna's hankering to know about the God. to hear about the Lord again and again, again and again, again and again. The same thing is with this Kulashekara Alvar. In his life also, he wants to hear about the Lord. Okay, how everything unfolds, we'll see. So, Alvar means like a title. It is given to a person who is a great devotee of the Lord, who is immersed in the Lord. He has natural loving emotions to the Lord. He cries for the Lord. He hankers for the Lord. Right? Such a person is called an Alvar. So there are 12 Alvars from South India. We are talking about one Alvar here. Kulashekara. His name is Kulashekara. He was born as a Kshatriya. Kshatriya means like a soldier, a warrior, right? A king. Simple words, a king. He was born in the lineage of a king, and he was a king. And he was so dharmic person, very righteous person. Hmm? He has so much natural devotion to the God, because it is said that he is the incarnation of Kaustubha Mani of the Lord. Kaustubha, like Lord ornaments. One of the ornament is Kaustubha Mani. Uh, Lord has sent him for a purpose, and he incarnated this Kulashekara Alvar. Because of that, he has natural affinity towards the Lord, and even though he was doing all worldly duties, he dedicates some time. He dedicates some time hearing about the Lord. Hmm. So, and throughout his day, throughout his tenure, like any activities he do, he thinks about the God. In God consciousness he works. So it is said that when he was ruling, it his kingdom, feeling all is the people of the kingdom where they were thinking like it is Lord Rama had appeared. Huh? So this devotee, Kulashekara Alvar, was so much devoted to Lord Rama. So just like in every one of us has a favorite God, right? Favorite God. Same God, many incarnations, but we all have our favorites. Some people have favorite God as Rama. Some people favorites Krishna. Some people has favorites of Narasimha, Ugra Narasimha. Even the Lord is ferocious, like a lion, ferocious lion. People love him. There are many, many stories also. Right? So now Kulashekara Alvar has natural affinity, natural love towards Lord Rama. And he was ruling like a Rama, and all the subjects were so happy, like a Rama Raja, how they are in the place of Rama, how Rama used to rule. Kulashekara also was ruling, following Dharma. Okay, throughout this day, like we take 8 to 5, 8 to 5 job hours. In his king, he deals with many, many subject matters. He talks to people and discusses all the worldly things. And but his mind is always connected to God. And after his work hours, or during his work hours, when he get a lunch break, right, or when he get a after work hours, what he will do? He call people. He call the Vaishnavas, the great sages. He used to call to his assembly, and he asks them. He inquires, and he requests, my dear sages, recite me Ramayana. I want to hear about Lord Rama. So sages, the great souls, they used to nicely recite Ramayana, hmm, like for 2 hours, 3 hours. Now Ramayana is ended. What he will do? He'll say repeat, repeat. The sages used to repeat again entire Ramayana. So Alvar is like in great ecstasy. Just by hearing about the Lord, he was in great ecstasy. No doubt about the Lord. Why God like this? No, no, no. He was in deep ecstasy hearing the Ramayana. And his ecstasy so much so that he used to get into the Leela, into the pastime sometimes. So this is what happened. His affinity towards hearing Ramayana uh, became his weakness. We should not say weakness, but that became his weakness, and we'll see how. Okay. So nicely, all the sages, they used to narrate the Ramayana. He used to hear Ramayana, and he used to get into the roles. Sometimes he get into the roles, right? So this is what happened one day. The sage was nicely narrating Ramayana, very beautifully, very nicely, and Alvar was very nicely relishing. And this is an incident. the Saint Vaishnava is narrating the story. This is the incident. He narrates this incident of the from the Ramayana, that Lakshmana cuts off the nose of Shurpanaka, and Shurpanaka goes and complains to Karadushana, and Karadushana, the demons, they bring 14,000 armies, huge army. Okay, now the sage is narrating here, he's narrating this story, like all the Karadushana is bringing like 14,000 armies, they are ready to attack Rama, Lord Rama, but look at Lord Rama, Rama is alone. Rama is alone, and all these 14,000 demons are throwing weapons on Lord Rama, and Lord Rama is alone. Alvar heard this. He was like, "Really? My Lord is alone? I will go. I will go and help my Lord." He called out all his armies. Even though it happened in Treta Yuga, but here is here Alvar is hearing in Kali Yuga, right? He said like, he was into that, and he calls out his soldiers, let's go, everybody, let's go to the place in Janasthana, let's go to the place and help Lord Rama. He takes the entire army and marches towards that place. They're going, and the ministers are like, oh my God, what is this? Our so-called king is so much immersed into this pastime, is enacting that, and we need to do something. All the ministers, what they did is they made a plan. They said like, okay, let's go, and you five soldiers, you go there and come in the opposite direction. King is going this way, you come in the opposite direction, and by saying Lord Rama had killed. All glories to Lord Rama. All glories to Lord Rama. Lord Rama had nicely killed all these 14,000 people with one single arrow. He killed entire army. Just glorify Lord Rama and come towards king. So they came towards the king and they said like, my dear king, don't worry. Lord Rama took care of it. He killed all the demons, 14,000 demons. He single-handedly took care of it. Actually, in fact, he did in Ramayana. Lord Rama did that. So Alvar heard this and he was happy. Let's celebrate. He's like, okay, let's celebrate the victory of Rama. And he went back to the kingdom and they celebrated nice Diwali festival, nice festival. So this has been happening for a while. This has been happening for a while. The king was so much deep into this, immersed, get himself deep immersed into these pastimes of the Lord. Hmm. And one day, another day, this is the day where the sage who was narrating the story every time, all the ministers told the story. All the ministers told this sage not to narrate the story of like negative things. Okay, I'll take it. When some emotional things, don't go deep into that. Don't make him ecstatic, right? So he has been doing that. Um, but he was on a vacation now. The sage is on a vacation, and he has to appoint someone. So he appoints his own son. He appoints his own son. Okay, now my dear son, king is gonna ask you. He asks you to narrate the Ramayana. So you nicely narrate the Ramayana. Okay, I'm going. Bye. See, I'll come back. See you later. And the sage went. And his son is there in the place. Now his son is speaking Ramayana, narrating the Ramayana to Alvar, Kulashekar Alvar. And his son doesn't know that he doesn't need to speak certain things, right? There are filters he has to apply, but this son, father did not told his son about the filters he has to apply, but he was nicely speaking. Now this is an incident, accidentally or nicely, I mean, the Ramayana has to be spoken. This son was speaking all the Ramayana, entire Ramayana is close to the end, and he narrated this particular pastime incident where Ravana, the Ravana came from the fly, uh, came through the airplane, and he abducted Sita Devi. He killed Jatayu. This son was narrating, right? This sage son is narrating all this pastime. So Ravana came. He pulled Sita Devi. He abducted Sita Devi, and on his way he killed his Jatayu, and he's crossing the ocean. He's crossing the ocean now. He was so nice narrating the story, and Alvar was like totally heartbroken. Let's go. Let's go and kill that Ravana, help our Sita, bring Sita back. And he called his soldiers. Everybody was let's go. Call his soldiers, and everybody is going towards the ocean, right? They're marching towards, going. And the king is in deep ecstasy. So much so that he was close to the ocean. He entered into the ocean. You can see in this picture here. You know, he's at the shore of the ocean. He's entering into the ocean. He almost entered the ocean, and all the people, his subjects, and all the people, they said like, this sage gone really mad. This Alvar, this king got really mad. Only Lord Rama has to save him. No one can save him. And Lord Rama appeared there. Lord Rama appeared on the spot, and Lord Rama says, "My dear king, you are in deep ecstasy. You are too much absorbed in me. This incident happened long back. Look at this. Sita is next to me. Sita is safe. Don't worry. Let's go. Let's go back." And Rama himself accompanied Alvar to go to this kingdom. Okay. Uh, and over the course of time, and we are running out of time. So over the course of time, so Alvar appointed his own son as a successor, and he went to a place called Srirangam, where he composed many poems, and nicely he dedicated his whole life for the pleasure of the Lord. Okay, and towards the end, he had a desire. And Lord, he himself had a vision of the Lord, and he desired that, my dear Lord, I want to be a door sill. Door sill, you can see here in the picture, right? Door sill, that door separator, right? Door sill. I want to be a door sill so that I can see the beautiful smile of yours. My desire is to see the beautiful smile of yours. That's my desire. And then Lord Venkateshwara grants it. And you can see in every temple, any temple we go, like there is a door sill, right? And it is said that we have been told, my mom used to also tells me, he told me many times that don't step on that, right? When you're walking, we don't step on that. We offer obeisances to the door sill, and we nicely cross, right? So, likewise. So because it is because of this Kuleshekar Alvar, he desired, and he himself became a door sill. And it is said in Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam also, uh, he remained as a dorsal so that he can nicely release the beautiful smile of Lord Govinda Venkateshwara. Okay, that's the end of the story. There are some other details too. I had to keep it short. So this is the story of a great devotee of the Lord, Kuleshekar Alvar, who has natural affinity towards the Lord, hearing about the Lord again and again. Same like Arjuna. Arjuna is also requesting Krishna to tell about yourself. They will tell about you. More I want to hear about you. I'm in deep ecstasy hearing about you. Right? So that is a wonderful quality great devotees have. That is also a quality we must imbibe in our life. Okay. So from 20 onwards, we'll see in our next session. So we're at time. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for attending this session. If you have any questions, thoughts, or sharings, please feel free. This is the time. Thank you. Otherwise, we'll see you all next Wednesday, same time, 6:30 p.m. Thank you, Hare Krishna.